So what do you think, Brian? You want to get started, or do you want to give them another couple minutes, or?
Well, Jamie, I always like when we do the introductions. Maybe we could do that first.
Sure, yeah.
A couple of minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
you or I can go first.
And then yeah, I can start it off, and then I can just kind of go through my frames and ask people to say hi. So I'm Jamie Corley, and I've been doing WordPress for, I don't know, about 10 years now. We do these work-alongs and have been for a number of years, and one of the things that I get out of that is people always ask me interesting questions that I don't know the answer to, and I get to go research them. It's fun. This is my co-working space. It's not too busy these days. Also, I co-own Southwest Cyberport, which is an internet company. And so that's me. So go ahead, Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian Steiner. I own Noventum Custom Software. We're a local development company. I actually learned about WordPress at these work-alongs maybe about 5 years ago. So now I like to give back and help people learn about WordPress and the different technologies. About half of my company's revenue comes from WordPress, and as a free open piece of software, I think it's good to give back. I also like meeting new clients and using it as a business source. So those are the two reasons that I like to participate, and I pay my employees to participate.
Okay, Scott, you're up.
I'm a web designer here in Albuquerque and have been for like 7 years, I think. I primarily use WordPress. I'll work on whatever they bring me, but I usually tell people to go to WordPress. I also do SEO, and I like to join in. If I could help, I can help. If sometimes I have issues myself, so it's a good all-around community to help here.
Great. Knock? You're muted.
Hi everyone, my name is Ngọc, so that is a Vietnamese name. I'm a marketing intern at Noventum, so my manager is Brian. And so since I've joined the workshop like since the last 2 months, so like 3 times. And I'm happy here to learn and share with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Joyce? Want to say hi?
No, I'm Joyce Fay. I do animal rescue, and I use my website to show mostly dogs, other animals too, in need. And I've been using WordPress for 6 months or so, and very, very happy. It's still pretty new to me, but I'm really enjoying it, very happy with it. And thanks to Jamie for all the help in getting this far with it.
Great. Let's see, who's up next? Kolani?
Hi there, I'm XK, or Kalani Kachela. I live in Las Cruces, and I'm a Unitarian Universalist Church minister here, and also a Air National Guard chaplain in Albuquerque. I have several websites that I've done, primarily for books I've written, and a couple little, one little side venture I made when I was living in Florida, and also do the work on my church's website. And I'm looking for some support and some of the problems that I encounter. That's me.
Anthony?
My name is Anthony Segura, and I'm, well, I've been doing websites for about 25 years. Went to WordPress probably 6-7 years ago. I have my own website, and I build websites, of course, for other people too. And I do concealed carry for the state of New Mexico. I'm a concealed carry instructor, and I built a website that is approved to teach New Mexico concealed carry via the web online. So that's how I met Brian. Brian's taken the course, and he saw it at the very beginning, and he saw it recently, so he knows about the course. And Pastor, I'm retired New Mexico Air National Guard, along with my father and my brothers and quite a few of my family. So, you know, do it in the blue.
All right, good to know it.
And I can help you if you need help.
Okay, that'd be great.
Nadia and Alex.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nadia. I'm a wife of Brian Steiner. We're here to support Brian because we don't see him, and it's a good opportunity to see and hear him. Alex, come here. Say hi. He's a little bit busy with a book.
Cool. Let's see. Gail, how about saying hi?
Hi, I'm Gail Flack. On Tuesday, I found out that in order to participate in what used to be the largest craft show that I had every year for my small business, it is now going to be a virtual one, and I need a website in order to participate.
Oh,
I had WordPress recommended to me, got excited, found out about this meeting, and thought I'd be up and running by now, and I am having trouble getting started. So maybe after the meeting, I can have somebody volunteer to help me get the beginnings going, because I have no problem doing the rest of it. It's just getting the guts going. So
I can help you, Gail.
Sure.
Great, Anthony. I look forward to talking to you at the end of the meeting. Thank you so much.
And Gail, depending on if you have a website ready or not, we have a program we built that can create new WordPress sites in about 35 seconds.
Whoa, that
Really
would
don't
be
have an
wonderful.
empty WordPress site. Our site spinner can do that. Jamie can do it pretty quickly too. I think she requires a contract though, so that might be something to talk about depending on where
Okay.
you're at. But you need
And I'm
a
talking simple website. We're not talking any purchasing or anything. It's just what I have in stock and contact me type thing.
yeah.
So,
For me, I just need an empty, routine, new WordPress. So that's the starting point. Is the empty WordPress site.
perfect. Thank you so much. Look forward to talking to you after the meeting.
Okay. Let's see who's next. Helen.
Hi, I'm Helen. I've been doing websites for, God, probably 20 years and WordPress for about 15.
Cool. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, Jamie. I guess that makes it my turn, huh?
I think so.
I'm Ken Hargis. I'm a developer here in town with Orphic Workshop. I've been working with WordPress for around 10 years and doing site development for, I don't know, 15 or 16. I'm here to help out, answer questions, and I'm looking forward to Brian's presentation.
Okay. So that leaves Eve, but she said she stepped away. Let me see if she's actually here.
I wanted to ask Gail what your what is your art? What is our craft? What is it that you'll be showing?
I haven't decided what I want to do when I grow up yet, so I have a myriad of things, from fun jewelry to pocket watches that I make into necklaces. I do retablos. I paint wood people, and my husband does handmade leather goods.
Sounds good.
So a wide range of things.
Good for you. Oh, I love the bird.
Thank you.
Okay.
His name is Jeffrey.
His name is what?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Hey.
Jeffrey.
Well, Brian, I think we could get started if you wanted to.
Oh, let me just see if I can do a screen share here.
Okay.
Can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yep.
Looks good.
All right. So I am Brian Steiner, and I own Noventum Custom Software. We're a local software development company. We have 2 developers. Other than myself, I used to be a developer. Now I spend a lot of my time on management and sales and presentation and training and accounting and all the wonderful aspects of running a business that don't really have anything to do with the business. And we have a marketing person, Nook, and a designer, and my wife helps out with our accounting. So sort of depending on how you count, between 5 and 6 or 7 of us. So I'm going to talk to you guys today about a husband and wife jewelry site redesign that we did. So I talked about who I am. We finished the introduction. We're going to go over the high-level goals of redesigning the 2 sites and combining them into one. We're going to get into project details. Then I'm going to give you a sales pitch. We're going to take questions, comments, criticisms after that, and then I'll give thanks. And interrupt me if you have any clarifying questions. If I said something and it doesn't make sense, just interrupt and say, hey, what did you mean there? And I also am at a co-working space where there is a dog next door. So high level, the goal here was to combine 2 sites into one cleanly. We did not want to slam that in like welding a Mad Max car together. So this is the before. We had David B. Anderson Goldsmith and Gail Golden. They're a Taos married couple that both do metalwork, especially in gold. And they both have their own distinct artistic styles. And they had their own websites. And just like any kind of marriage, it's a matter of combining your individuality into something mixed, greater, hopefully better, but while not losing yourself in that combination. So, and then here's the after. So this is what we actually came up with. So I really liked the fire and the gold, and this is a presentation version. So I'm gonna escape out of here and take you guys to the actual site, which is here. So they kept talking about how they love the parallax design, the scrolling single page design that we have for Noventum. They just really like that a lot. But so they didn't want to lose their individuality on this page. And then if you click on Gail, she still has her own page where the color scheme is a little bit different. She has her individual logo. We had to work on creating new logos for both of them individually as well as together. They ordered jeweler stamps for these logos. So, you know, we made this on Adobe, some kind of creative platform. My designer made the individual ones, made the combined one, and then they ordered 3 jeweler stamps based on this. So this is Gail's site, and it's not actually e-commerce. These are posts that have been categorized. And you can see this red as opposed to the gold. And then if we look at David's, the layout here is almost the same with the about, blog, and gallery. But instead of the red, you see the blue because that's David's color. And then he has his own logo here as well. So we wanted to really keep their individuality, but still have this unified design. So the layout's almost the same between the two, just a little different color scheme. And then categorization. We use the WordPress category mechanism. So you click on rings here, this actually takes you to the David rings category. And the Gail rings is different. And if we do end up having e-commerce, or they want to have just rings in general, we can cross-reference that with just the rings category. The hardest part here was just conceptually for me explaining a way that they could have this one site. They didn't want 2 sites, not exactly, but still have their own individuality. And I believe that we accomplished that. My designer, Gene, did a wonderful job taking these really high-level concepts like togetherness and individuality and putting them into functional designs, which brings me to my next point. At the low level, what we started off with is a contract. We got a contract signed for all the emails, meetings, communication, all of that work. Before, you know, we did 2 hours worth of work, we got an hourly contract with down payments. So that was the first bullet point. The second is we came up with an information architecture document. So that was an English language written document right here. I don't know why my screen's loading slowly, probably because of the screen share. where we say, hey, here's what's going to be on the site, right? These are the different pages, right? Here's what we want to get. The one main page, the Gail page, the David page. Oh, these are basically the same, but with Gail's things or David's things. Any other main pages? No. Footer, social media, privacy policy, contact info, hours, website designed by Noventum, copyright. All of the text, all of the content that needs to be in a website, independent from the way the website works. So this helps us say, well, here's how long it's going to take. Here's what the design should look like. Here's how everything needs to fit together. Let me just see. So that's the information architecture. We did that immediately after signing a contract, got paid for that document. They signed it. That's another important portion, is there's a signature field at the bottom. Then we did logo designs. And unfortunately, I can't find any of the intermediate logos because they were really cool. It's really fun seeing sketches that a designer comes up with. And it's great seeing that iterative process that a talented artist does to turn these concepts into something real. But a lot of questions, right? David's logo, Gail's logo, combined logo, colors that you want to use, a bunch of resources, website links, things to help us combine these. Then they fill this out. The designer gets all the information. She gives them some sketches. They pick the logos. They sign off on the logo. So that step's done. Then we came up with a style guide. Hey, I want these fonts. I want this color. The menu items need to look like this. And this is more of a developer tool. The customer doesn't really see this. They sort of do, but it's more like, when you say red, this is the red. When you say blue, here is the exact blue. Here are the grays for the secondary colors. And then after we all agreed on that, then the next step here was the graphic design. And this is where you start seeing very, very concrete results from these decisions. And you can see this XD file. This is like Photoshop, but I like it. Well, the designer and everybody likes it better. So this looks very similar to the actual web page here. You go to the home page. Uh-oh. Kind of slow on the connection. Uh-oh, you guys still there? I think my internet cut out.
Yes,
Jamie, can you hear me?
I think I don't see your screen share anymore.
Okay, let me try to do the screen share. That's one of the negative things about a co-working space. Let me just see if I can jump on. That's what I should say. So, okay, so can you see my screen? Is this okay, Nook?
Yeah.
I switched networks.
We can see it now.
Okay. All right, so let's get back to this. Okay, so the XD file is where you really start to see how closely the design matches the actual website. Now, small changes, right? Instead of baking some of the text in or having it outside, we baked it in, just minor implementation differences. But otherwise, it's very, very similar. After that, we built it. So this is where we created all of the different tasks that consist of building a website. So we had 43 subtasks, breaking things down. In this one, adding the Fava icon. It took us 43 minutes, 46 minutes for all of the communication related to getting this, to getting it in there, getting it through QA, getting the customer's approval. And there are just tons of little tasks, 43 of them. that are related to building a website. And we built it on a development site, this davidgalecombined.noventum.us, which you won't be able to access without a password, but it looks very similar to the live site. So we worked on that before we launched it live. It took us about a day to launch it. And then after that, the step that I didn't include here is the support. Typically, we have a monthly support agreement for any site that we launch, and that is a forever payment. David and Gail, though, stay on top of their WordPress plugin updates. They stay on top of their backups. They pay their host. They don't have a lot of the types of problems that many customers have with ignoring a WordPress site and then having it wrecked. So the monthly support is something that David and Gail didn't actually go with, but is usually part of our process. So that's what we went through. Luckily, I have a team of designers, project managers, programmers, so I could sit back and pretty much approach it at this level with my team taking care of all of the details. So I was very happy with that, especially with my programmer Anwar and my designer Gene. These clients were great though. I mean, for people that do extremely high-end jewelry, they're willing to pay and to wait for these kind of results. So if you're in a similar situation, this site cost between about $5,000 and $10,000, and it took about 3.5 months to launch. So that's kind of the price range and the time that you can look at when you go through a formal process like this to get your site designed. So talk with me if you want to do it. And I should probably change the order of this. Thanks for everyone at the meetup, especially for Nook and the Noventum team and my family, with especially my wife for all of her support, and to remember that Noventum can solve your technical problems. So with that, do we have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, improvements?
So Brian, what is the most important step when you combine the two websites together?
I think it was in establishing the goal, right? To being very clear about what we wanted to set out to do. With websites, with software, there really aren't any laws of physics in the way. We could do almost anything. And I think when you're getting started and when you're just learning, all those possibilities, you can get lost in them. So that's why we created the information architecture document. That's why we created the designs. That's why we went through this process, is to limit the possibilities and to be clear with what our goals were. So I think it's setting your goal, it's deciding where you want to go and taking a path to get there. Because if you don't set the goal and you don't have an idea of where you want to go, then you're just wasting time and money.
Hmm.
All right, how about Ken or Jamie? I mean, what do you guys think of this formal process? It's a lot different than the iterative process that a lot of times we go through with the work-alongs.
Yeah, I thought that was a really interesting presentation, and it's interesting to see what your process is for building websites. My process tends to be a bit more informal, but I absolutely understand how this solves a lot of issues. So yeah, that was quite interesting.
Yeah, your process is in some ways very similar to mine, but a few differences, and I of course don't have an entire team to work with, so.
Yeah, I think that specialization is very important. I could feel that even when it was just me. There were aspects of that I wasn't the right person for.
Mm-hmm. Were the two original websites in WordPress or were they HTML?
They were in WordPress, and we actually migrated the blogs over. So they had, and one of them had e-commerce, but we did a media library migration, but a ton of their images were just inconsistent. I really don't like it when there are beautiful images that have a marble background, beautiful images that have a wood background, beautiful images that have a nature background, and beautiful images that have a white sheet as a background. Just the inconsistency made them almost useless. But the blog posts, those were useful. And we did have to be a little bit careful with the categorization of the import. That was somewhat tricky, but just, you know, making sure that we had categories for the import. So that was. All right, what else? You guys have to have some more questions. Nadia, you come up with good ones. Well, I guess if nobody has any other questions, we could break out into the help rooms, and if people need help, you know, I'm here, Jamie's here, Ken's here, a couple other helpers are here. So
yeah, I think Anthony volunteered to help as well, and so I was wondering if we could try maybe setting up some breakout rooms. I have not done that before, at least not successfully. But let's start with asking the question: who has some questions that they want to talk to somebody about? Hi, folks. I know there were some questions.
Well, I mentioned earlier before the meeting started that I tried to do SEO on my own, and just getting that SEO screen in the backside kind of filled out with the all the things going green is something I've never been able to do, and never have figured out a good way to know what they're aiming you toward to get green. So just something like filling out the snippets and knowing what needs to be in there for it to measure up and give some smiley faces and green circles, that would be helpful for me.
Okay. Does anybody in particular feel like they're an SEO expert, or at least have a pretty good handle on SEO and would like to chat with Kalani?
Actually, I intend to take some SEO class on LinkedIn first to see, like after LinkedIn, I can make it or not, and then I will take another class. So if you interested in, I can send you the link on the chat box.
Okay. That'd be great.
Kalani, I'm at the point where you know, I'm not really going for green. I'm going for not red, like yellow. It's kind of where I need to be for my skill level, but I can help you get into the yellow level with maybe occasional green, but I'm not an expert at that either. So,
and I have to say something about Yoast with the red and yellow and green levels. You can drive yourself absolutely mad trying to hit green, and the really important thing is that you have good content, that it makes sense, and that you're not broadly violating the rules that Google has set out for SEO. And if you hit yellow, if you hit mostly yellow and some green on a page, you're probably doing pretty well, actually. That's been my experience, at least. But Brian, did you want me to try and set up a breakout room for you and Kalani to chat?
You can come too, because you will be improving on this. And thank you, Jamie, because I'm glad that my goal of yellow was not just a pathetic goal, but it's actually reasonable.
No, well, that's been my experience.
Yeah, no, you can drive yourself insane trying to get everything green on Yoast. If that's all you do on your website, you may be able to get there, but it's not really the best use of your resources.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So I'm happy to take a look, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay, so let me see if I can set up a breakout room. See how this works. Okay, do Can you guys see a room now?
I don't see one now.
Okay, I assigned Brian and Kalani to this room, so they might be the only ones who can see it, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna real quick join this and see if they're in there.
Brian seems to have disappeared.
Brian says what?
Brian seems to have disappeared. I don't have him on the screen anymore.
He disappeared. I tried to send him a message, but it seemed like it locked him out.
Hi, Knock. I'm gonna add you to that breakout room that Brian's in.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. See the Y?
Why?
On
Yeah,
the
okay.
black, on the bottom. I saw it, but now it's gone. There's like a Y in a circle. You keep going down. Keep going. Yeah, that one. Okay, there we go. Okay, so general, are we already there? Oh, okay. So let's scroll down. No problems, that's good. Wait, go up a little. Okay, we don't care about Hebrew unless you're studying the Old Testament. So I think that's good. So yeah, you can hide that. Okay, so part of this with Yoast is like scrolling through the notifications that you don't care about, like Hebrew and like the selling stuff. And like, okay, so this looks all right. So the basic settings, not seeing any problems. Let's scroll up a little bit more. 0 problems, dashboard features. Okay, how about webmaster tools? Let's see if that's, yeah, we don't care about that either. Let's see. Actually, okay, maybe we do want to reopen the configuration wizard. Let's click on that because I'm not seeing what I think we should be seeing here.
Me either.
Okay, my site is live and ready to be indexed, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of like the Yoast setup thing. Yeah, so we just want to kind of figure out whichever one of these makes the most sense.
Can I skip through this stuff?
Probably. Wait. Hold up. Let's go back on this one. Yes. Okay. Okay. Title setting. This is kind of weird. It's your world. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that looks okay. It's post and titles. This is different. I usually use an underscore here. I'm not actually seeing that, but that first one looks fine.
I don't know what this is. Is this the?
So you can't really have spaces in your URLs, right?
Okay.
So they use these other characters, right? And that's saying instead of a space, like if you have a blog post called first blog post, then it would be first dash blog dash post because you can't have spaces. So that looks okay. Let's use the dash.
Okay. Let's hit,
Yeah.
right.
This one doesn't really matter. I mean, if you want them to collect data, you can. If not, that's okay. Okay, so these are actually not bad videos to watch, but we don't really need to watch them right now. So you could click next, yeah. Okay, great. Well, so it's all set up. So let's close this and see if you still have that setup wizard message. All right. Okay, so let's click on Webmaster Tools.
Okay.
Okay, that looks good. So you've already verified Google that, so that's looking okay. Let's go down. You're not Russian, so we don't care about Yandex. Keep going down. I mean, this looks like Yoast is generally configured right? Like I'm not seeing any major configuration problems with Yoast itself. So let's go into one of the pages that you're trying to optimize.
Okay.
So that's kind of the general thing. Is like, is Yoast itself configured correctly? Because if not, then you're going to have lots of problems in the individual pages.
Okay. Go to the, let's see, I want to go to, that page. Well, let's go to the front page just to start there.
So we should be able to just keep scrolling down. I don't think we want to go there because that's your page builder, and we want to see the Yoast errors, which I think are just
Yoast errors. Okay. Okay, here we go. Well, let me.
Oh, you're not in the page anymore.
Yeah, let me see. I'm not sure how I got out, but let me go back.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go back up.
Click on Edit Page up there. Okay, so let's scroll down because this is the editor that I'm a little bit, yeah, keep going, keep going. Okay, so this is the Yoast SEO, hold up, mobile results edit. Click on that SEO analysis there. Expand that.
Right here?
Synonyms. Yeah, this is looking good. Okay, key phrase and introduction do not appear in the first paragraph. Okay, so what this is saying is that you should set a key phrase, right? Like, so what's the main, so scroll up a little bit. Okay, see that ad related key phrase?
Yep.
Click on that. Okay, and then it looks like it's like cut off or something's to the left over there. That doesn't look right.
To the left, I think so. I had the page. It's small. Let me. I
can't really read that. So that's.
Okay, there it is.
Okay, okay, here we go. So go, where's the key phrase? Okay, so scroll down. Yeah, add related key phrase. Click that. Yeah, still it's like chopped off to the left there. See what I'm saying? It's like
I don't know why it's chopping it off.
Are you on like a tablet?
No, I'm on a PC. Try it again. Because I could do that. I don't know what happened. Let me see. Edit page.
Add related key phrase. Can we expand that? Okay. That's kind of weird. Add related key phrase. You can. Okay, so you can't really add a key phrase, but that's okay. So let's scroll down a little bit more, and then click on advanced. Okay, yeah. Keep scrolling down. Scroll down. Scroll down. Okay, so it complained about no key phrase, and then it said you couldn't add the key phrase. So let's see what did that mean? Like, why is it giving you that error, that problem? So scroll up a little bit more. Okay, and then SEO analysis. Okay, yeah, scroll down or click on that. Yeah, add. Okay, you clicked add related key phrase. You couldn't key phrase in the introduction. Make sure the key topic is clear immediately. Okay, so what that's saying is that the first paragraph doesn't describe immediately what people are wanting on this site. So let's see if when I go to itsyourworld.com, it's your world dot, is it .com?
No, it's .online.
Okay.
I noticed today that the top of it is cut off, and I don't know what happened that cut it off because it was working fine the last time I was on the page. I was
Get
trying to.
inspired to think out of the box and perceive your world anew. Begin creating your own solutions to life problems. Okay, so that to me seems like it's a pretty good key phrase, right? Like I think that key phrase sounds pretty solid to me. So the only thing that you might consider doing is if you can add that as a H1 tag, that's a header 1, that oftentimes is what Google wants. You know, so they're looking, like if you make that bigger as an actual header using your page editor. And this is an example of what Jamie is talking about, how you can go kind of crazy trying to focus on this a ton, right? I mean, we spent like 10 minutes and your key phrase sounds pretty good to me. So let's see if we can actually edit this page and make that a better header, because it up correctly. That's what I think's happening. Uh-oh. Well, this ought to be interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. My son's asleep in the car. So let's see. Can you bring up the page editor? I'm not seeing. Okay, here we go. Edit with Elementary. Yeah, there we go. Let's try this. Okay, so let's scroll down and let's try to make that key phrase bigger. See, what's going on here is that your text up there, your menu's kind of screwing up that express yourself. There's something weird going on with that.
Yeah, the title is not showing for some reason. I don't know what happened.
It's like the menu is too big. It's like, because it's sort of coming there. I see the express yourself, but it's getting cut off.
The top part is cut off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's supposed to say above the express yourself?
It's Your World, the title of the book.
Let's scroll down and see if we make that bigger.
Just scroll down.
Yeah, that's really your key phrase. A little.
He's using 3G.
Is that what it is?
I think I lost you for a while.
Yeah, I'm connected through my cell phone while my wife drives us to the gym. So it's kind of messed up. But yeah, where it says express yourself, get inspired to think out of the box and perceive the world anew. That's what I want you. I want you to select that text because I think we can make that bigger.
Do this. Where's my Elementor?
So yeah, I can't see that text. The get inspired to think out of the box and perceive the world anew. That's.
Did you wind up ordering that text?
Oh, I can't get to the. Let me see.
I'm like 100.
I think the screen share is blocking something for me. I get the other way.
Okay, I'm curious about that. There is or is it in Telluride, Denver? Yeah. 6 hours away.
Jamie, what we're trying to do here is to get Yoast to correctly identify his key phrase. by increasing it to like a H1 element.
Oh, okay. Instead of, isn't there a meta box where you can just set that?
Only with the Yoast Premium. So,
Gotcha.
so
Okay.
they complain about stuff and then they make it really easy to fix after you pay them.
I hate that.
So
Another way that I've come across kind of helping the key phrase problem is if you use the key phrase in the body of the text a couple times as well. If it's a short key phrase, then sometimes it will be more inclined to pick it up. But yeah, it should, if it's a, it should be picking that up if it's any kind of a header. I'm surprised that it's.
But I'm not, he didn't actually confirm to me that it was a header, right? So I'm not sure with Elementor if that's actually like a H1 element or not, right? So he's trying to select it, but I still haven't seen it's actually been selected as, and if it's a text or a header or what. So
Yeah, somehow I'm not able to get there. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, but the header is not showing up in its entirety, and I just don't know what went wrong on this page.
Oh,
you can see the photo right there.
Yeah, I can see the photo.
But there's a top of the above express yourself. It should read it's your world, and it seems like it's cut off for some reason on the top.
Oh, that's curious. Is that the top of the page, or is that the section with your site description and your site title?
It's a site title.
It's the site title?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the site title has 2 lines? I mean, that's not usually something that works.
It usually has, well, the page itself shows a picture of the book that I'm selling here.
Uh-huh.
And it has the title of the, I'm not sure if it's the same what you're asking me. It says the title image is It's Your World. And that's the part that's cut off.
So is that part of the image, or is that actually text that's over the top of the image? And
it's part of the image.
It's part of the image.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So here's the thing about images. They're gonna be kind of moved around to fit the area that you're putting them in, and they are frequently centered in the middle of that area. So if the words are above that, it's going to get cut off. And it's never going to participate in the SEO because it's not actual text that a computer can find.
Okay.
So it might be possible. It might be possible in the CSS to, instead of doing a center on that background image, if you do a top on the background image, you might be able to see the top part of the picture instead of the center of the picture. This is a lovely picture though, and the center of it actually seems like the right thing to be seeing. The only other thing I could say is to try and make that space where that header image is appearing larger in height. And you probably have to do that with CSS as well.
And what I might consider is actually making that image a little taller, Jamie, to push things down, right?
Yeah.
So if you add that sky blue, maybe for an extra 150 pixels up there, that should push everything else down. But I mean, like, those are all issues related to this screwed up title, right? Which are not really related to the SEO problems. I don't think. You know, so
right. Unless those words that are embedded in the picture itself are part of what he's trying to have found with SEO, because that won't be found with SEO.
Yeah, and that's that. If it's incorrect, I mean, I don't think that's it. I think that his header tags aren't set up so that they're actually headers, and that the key phrase is being incorrectly assumed. So I mean, maybe, but I'm not even sure if that's like, let's see, I think that's a baked in. But I don't think that's related to the key phrase. I mean, maybe it is, express yourself. So what you could do is you could add that title somewhere again inside the text, like work it into a sentence to try that, right? Because if Jamie's right, all you have to do is like free your mind and express yourself, include that in a normal paragraph text, and then see if Yoast stops complaining.
Okay. How do, this is a thing I don't like about Elementor. It kind of confuses me. I don't really know how to get out of that screen to get back to where I can do what you said I need to do.
Is there a where that menu bar is and the hamburger menu on the left hand side? Is there like a exit to dashboard? Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
And don't save. Do not. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Elementor kind of adds a whole nother level of complexity to your life. It's a nice page builder, but it is, yeah.
You can see now that there's what the image looks like on the right. And it has been working for the longest. I'm not sure what happened. It's like, switch it to this.
I feel like maybe that is the, those words are actually part of the image.
They are. It's a book cover and they're built into the image.
Okay.
It's the picture.
Okay. Well, that's going to be tricky. And you're going to have to simply add those keywords elsewhere in the article, and preferably in a header someplace in the article, because they won't be picked up for SEO. As a background, I don't even think you can set the alt text. So that's right, isn't it, Brian? I mean, it's a background, so you can't even set the alt text with words.
I think that's your statement is correct, because it's a CSS attribute and not a HTML DOM element.
Right.
Right. Like
right.
I believe you're correct in that, but I'm not positive. Yeah, I mean, so really what Jamie's saying here is, if you want that to be your key phrase and you want this to be really solid, what you should do is get a version of that image without the text baked in, and then overlay the text using like a H1 header 1 element, and then use that text again in the body of your page when you're explaining something in a paragraph lower. And that's a ton of work. Like, if we were to do that as professional developers, I would probably quote you at like 5 hours, right, to do that. Like, and then we could probably finish it in 1 or 2 if we didn't have any problems, and then 10 if we ran into issues. So it's like, yeah, I don't know if
it is a bit tricky, because you're really kind of fighting with the theme at this point.
Yeah, because that's, yeah. So I mean, this is like one of the diminishing return examples, right? Like, so maybe being super worried about the key phrase in the Yoast score isn't really worth your time, right? Like, so.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if you put your key phrase in the meta tags, and if you add your key phrase to the content of the article a couple times, that's probably as good as you're going to get, given the structure of this page.
Okay. Where would those things go for I don't know where you said the meta tag. Where would I put those? I don't know what that. I know what those are, but I don't know how to do it in this page.
Right. There used to be something in Yoast. It's been a while since I've worked with Yoast a whole lot, but there used to be a section in Yoast that talked about adding meta tags. Now, maybe it's Cornerstone content. I'm not sure. What is Cornerstone content? Important next steps. Yeah, I'm not actually sure.
Wait. Meta Robots Advanced.
Yeah, Yoast has kind of changed a bit since the last time I worked with it a lot.
I would expand that Meta Robots Advanced. Oh, or click in there. Or click the question mark. Okay, that's probably not super helpful. Calling.
I think that's probably the what you want to crawl and what you don't want to crawl stuff, robot settings.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Like the robots thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So are you driving?
No, I'm riding.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
So this stuff right here, like where it has key phrase, an introduction, key phrase, density, and so forth, meta description. Are you saying don't worry about those too much?
I think the meta description is important, and the key phrases are useful and good. They're not gonna like appear on your page though, and Google these days kind of weighs a little bit more heavily towards what's actually on your page, more than what you stuff in the meta section. I mean, it's good to have that information in the meta section. Don't overpopulate it though, with, and definitely don't put anything that isn't on your page someplace. Okay. Because Google views that as page stuffing or keyword stuffing if there's content in those fields that doesn't appear in the actual content section of your page. And that'll get you dinged, unfortunately. Yeah.
Did you guys find where he put the meta word? Like I didn't see where he could put those. Did you find that?
Well, I was actually confused. I didn't see that either on that page. And I remember that used to be the case with Yoast.
Yeah, I don't see it either anymore. It used to be in here somewhere, but
yeah. Let me do a little research on that for you, and if I find something, I will send you some email through Meetup.
Okay.
Because I'm really curious about where that stuff went. If Yoast is making this more hard to do, then I'm going to stop recommending Yoast.
This page.
I need to duck out and check the other room. I
Okay.
promised them I'd
All
just
right.
be down for a couple minutes.
Okay.
See what you all were doing. And I did. The key question is, do you guys have any suggestions for me for topic for next month? And I guess you might suggest Yoast, huh?
How to do Yoast?
Maybe. We'll see. See what I can find out. Okay. I will see y'all.
No, I mean, unless Nook wants to do her.
Excuse me? Oh, you think Nook might want to do a presentation on Yoast?
On MailPoet?
Oh, on MailPoet. Oh, yeah. That would actually be great.
Yeah, we use MailPoet on my church website.
Yeah, I think people would really enjoy a presentation on MailPoet. I think that'd be great. Okay, cool.
I think another topic would be how to build a mailing list.
How to build a mailing list?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's in the realm of what's
old.
Is that part of MailPoet?
okay. Talk to you soon.
Okay.